first bite. Strong fish. This could be supper. Supper sorted, fresh kahawai. That's excellent. Just trying to catch some fresh fish for supper. Got some seaweed, fresh mushrooms from other recent outings. Very frosty late autumn morning here. That's a lovely fish. Finally hooked into something bigger. This one is. He's after my kahawai, wherever he is. That's excellent, that makes supper. It's a lovely fish. Not a monster, but it'll be brilliant to eat. Great condition. There's a lot of bird life around this morning. Oyster catchers, paradise shell ducks. Those birds that act like gannets but look like possibly frigate birds. Some red-billed and black-billed gulls looking for breakfast. It's all go, frosty weather. I'm not sure if they got that first bit. Yeah, he dropped it. Perhaps it too big for him. There's a little turn as well. So I'm going to make a big fish soup tonight. I got some fresh porcini and a couple of other species of mushroom yesterday. And I've got that Undaria seaweed from a week ago by the coast. So nice big winter broth with fish, seaweed, mushrooms, and a few veggies and things, and a glass of wine. So I had another wonderful morning out there on the local river, frosty start. So this is the couple of fillets of Kahawai and some livers and heart. So I'm going to do a big hearty wintry soup. So in there I've got chopped up onion, ginger, garlic, what do you call that stuff? Horseradish from the garden. Got one porcini and one Birch Bolete. I had a good little forage the other day. So that's a Birch Bolete. And that's a porcini. That's a topful porcini. It's quite late in the season for them. That was a Shaggy Parasol. I'll have that in maybe tomorrow's soup. And yeah, horseradish from the garden. It's one of the Cruciferae, I think. Those mustard family. Hot, spicy. Add a bit of green dye and they call it wasabi. Ginger root, wonderful. Turmeric root. Eat it all the time. Citrus rinds. So I'm going to heat this up and fry it. It's got some coconut oil, extra virgin coconut oil, and ghee. Butter's fine. And it's got some spices. Fenugreek, cayenne, celery seeds, cumin seeds, wee bit of cinnamon, couple of cloves. So I'm going to stir fry that till it's well cooked, and then I'm going to add this, which is carrots, beetroot, avocado, the dandelion tops, and so that'll be in for the boiling bit. This is the seaweed bit. This is Undaria from the other day. So I've created these Swiss rolls in freezer bags, and then I just chop off about an inch of Swiss roll for a meal. So that's, you can still smell the rock pool stuff. Very hardy stuff, so it doesn't matter what you do with seaweed, it'll just carry on being visible and tangible and tasteable in whenever you're cooking with. So I'm just going to tip that in with the veggies so that it gets about a 15-20 minute boiling in the soup, not too hot. Got some buckwheat, wonderful stuff, buckwheat groats. Really good for your veins and arteries and keep things elastic. And then towards the end I'm going to put in, these are just some fresh Brassica leaves from the garden. So these are a sort of a mixture of cabbage, broccoli, Brussels sprout. They crossbreed all the Cruciferae veggies, all the mustardy family. And these are Cavolo Nero, which I think is black kale. So I've got had curly leaf kale out there, but this year I've got really good Cavolo Nero. So I'll chop those up and put those in right towards the end. They don't need a lot of cooking. And some lemon rind. This is Daikon from the garden. Again, I think it's part of the Cruciferae family. I'm pretty sure it is. And the leaves are, I use those raw in a salad. I do use the underground, the big white radish tuber, but I love the leaves and the flowers when it goes into flower. Bit of parsley from the garden. Parsley, celery. Celery is wonderful. Parsley is wonderful as well, but there's very little around. It's been very frosty recently. So I'll put those bits of those young leaves, line the soup bowl with those once I've moved all the veggies into the pot. And I'll chop up the stalks and put in the soup. Same with a little bit of fennel. I'll put the little fine leaves around the bowl just as like a garnish. And any stems or whatever go into the soup. And same with the mint. I'll put some little bits of mint around and little bits of calendula petal or whatever flower's growing at the moment. And squidge that around with olive oil. Good old extra virgin olive oil. You can't beat that. So yeah, once that's all nicely cooked and stuff, the very last thing I do is put in the fish. I'll chop that up, put it in just for the last 5-10 minutes. Don't overcook it, don't overheat it. And then I'll chop up the tenderer bits of these green leafy things and put them in as well. Those that I haven't decorated the soup bowl with, I'm going to eat from. The turmeric root, I'll put some in the soup, and I'll also put raw stuff around the bowl just as a garnish. So when I put the soup in there, it'll warm up, but it won't cook. Because I'll put that raw on a salad. Wonderful stuff, turmeric root. Great for the joints and things like that. And I'll put a bit of fresh garlic. That's right, there's plenty of garlic in there already, but you can't have too much garlic. But it's a wonderful food. So I'll cook with garlic, and then I'll also have raw garlic. If I was having a salad, I have raw garlic in the salad, and I'm going to have some raw garlic garnishing the bowl. So when I pour the soup in there, I've still got these little bites of the neat thing. And that's a lemon. So I use the zest, and I'm going to also chop that up and put that pulp of the lemon. I do the same with limes and oranges. Use the zest. Always cook the zests and cook the pulps. Yeah. And squeeze the juices over a salad if I'm doing it. But in a soup, I'll just cook up the pulp. So that's so yeah, the seaweed's only just one one little component, and in the end, it'll just look like a bit of a green Cavolo Nero leaf, or a bit of a daikon leaf, or a bit of mint. Some of them stay brown, some of them turn green, but it'll add its own unique nutrients. It's a totally different food group from vegetables, as are the fungi. They're a totally different food group. They got their own nutritional profile. Wonderful. Oh, and all this time, the chef has got to be fortified. So there's a homemade grape, quince, peach, elderberry, herbs, roots, blossoms, spices. Oh, raspberries in this one. 15.7% alcohol by volume. It's quite nice. You can taste the raspberries. I grow them. I got a whole bunch of raspberry bushes here. So the soup's all ready. Just letting it cool down to eating temperature, and then I'll just bung it in on top of the bowl with all of the garnish, the raw garnish. Wonderful raw garnish. And then I'll glug extra virgin olive oil over the top of it. This is all edible temperature, so it's not going to hopefully damage all the goodness in the olive oil. Not overcooked. The tender bits hardly cooked at all, and lavished over the top there with extra virgin olive oil. All set to beat.